welcome, 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 bow betters. Welcome, people, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Let me see if we got people here, if we got sound. Welcome, bow betters. What a. Whoa, did I spell? Reading the with a G here. Okay, at least you could hear me. I know you could hear me, which is cool. Okay, we get the lives going. We get the lives going here. With the lives, my music is still going. Yeah. Welcome, people. Let me pop out the chat. Last time I popped out the chat, it doesn't matter because no one's fucking here. I popped out the chat and it didn't work. Something didn't work right. So, but we got the chat going. This is the weekly wrap up. Right? What are we wrapping up this week? What are we wrapping up? I got this camera 2 over here. Camera 2. Camera 2. We got both cameras going. Got camera 2 right there. Welcome, camera 2. Do I need more lighting on me? Let's see. Let's see. Let me close out this Disney. I'm gonna watch that David Attenborough thing. I was going to watch the new Predator movie, but animation movie, but I don't have it in my. What a delay! Okay, the music was still playing. Oh, it's still playing. We still haven't. The music. It lasts almost 2 minutes. So thank you, D-Rest. D-Rest puts out made that music for me. I think we're in linear mode. Even if we're in like ghost mode on that second camera, that's okay. I could make the second camera larger and share the second camera view if I wanted to, and we're not doing that. And I think you guys can't hear me, so that's cool. I could have put in the wireless mic. I have this other one. I have to start using the wireless mics a little better. But we're going to see if people come into the stream. If not, I'll cancel the stream or I'll just kill the stream. And then, what is it that we're going to do? Man, I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty beat. I've been exercising, so I don't know if you've, or one of my subscribers and you've checked in with me lately. I am on a little exercise kick, which is cool. Like doing a little exercise. I discovered today, let me put this closer to me, yeah. I discovered today that I've been walking 12 miles a day. 12 miles a day I've been walking, which is cool. 12 miles, and I didn't know that. And on top of the burpees that I'm doing, or as Adrian said, let me tell the guys that I'm live. They're going to want to just make fun of me or whatever. I don't know. These guys are... I'm going to let them know that I'm live. Rob doesn't have loyal friends. He snakes them all. He steals Big A's girl. Yeah, well, we could discuss that. We could discuss that if you want to. Again, this is a weekly wrap up. Am I too dark? I could put up the lights. I think I'm okay. You got the candle going on over there. We got the candle going on. Right? We got the candle going on. Get the fresh scents. I already commented, or at least let you guys know on the tea that I've been drinking, and I'm going to go purchase some more of that tea today. I'm going to purchase more of it for both the iced tea and for the warm tea. So yeah, going back on the fitness thing, I discovered I've been just on the trail in the park. I'm at the 10-mile mark. But walking to and from the park, add that up. So I'm close to I would say almost 13 miles. And then the stairs that I do, as well as the burpees or squat thrusts or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to get there in terms of burpee form. It is a lot harder than I thought. Right. And of course, I think the big mistake or the easy mistake that, and yes, I do rock on my chair. I don't mind that. The mistake that we see is that those people that you see, most people doing burpees and those exercises, like they're already well in shape. They've been doing this for, most their whole lives. And I've tried to discuss that with Joy before about like where people are at. Like that most people, like you could anybody could find somebody that's fabulous on the internet, right? We don't spend any time trying to find mediocre or less than mediocre people. And then it seems like common sense, but most people don't have common sense. But most people fall in that average to below average level, right? So, me with my burpees, I'm below average. With my walking, I'm probably average, right? My overall physical, um, com- you know, abilities is right now pretty much average. I would say I'm falling in average because I've just gotten back. Joey, the comments aren't lagging. It's just there is a delay, even from like I see it now, Joey, from when I'm talking to the by the time I see it on YouTube. Like it takes that amount of time. I look skinny. Yeah, and to think that my brother's still lower weight than I was. I was shocked. He was like 187 and I was like, "Damn, I'm still like 200." 200 plus pounds, and but he exercises every day. But yeah, I guess I'm skinny or whatever, but yeah, so it isn't, it's just the natural delay, Joey. That's just the way it is. Nothing's immediate. It isn't like bam, bam, bam. It's not like Instagram, like where we're texting on Instagram, or when on my phone, right? The phone, as you know, the phone like seems to work faster. Like YouTube does not like OBS, right? Like it doesn't like OBS. So Joey's about to ask a question. Going back to my recap, so I didn't know that I was walking that far, and I was mentioning to Joey before, like, or talking about Joey actually, that you could always find people that are really well excelled, right? Like they're at a different level, right? Physically, it's pretty easy. Most people don't show themselves, and if they do, sometimes it is fake, sometimes it isn't. Like most people won't expose themselves. Yeah, the phone comments are right away, but most people won't expose themselves when they're starting out. And most people don't want to show videos of themselves when they're starting out because they don't just want to admit what their baseline is. Most people are afraid of what their financial, their health, their physical, all their baselines. We're all afraid of that. And so, I mean, that goes to one of my points. Let's one of the talk. Let's do a talking point. Let me see here. What did I do? What did I? How did I do that? Text. There we go. Free type. All right. Itself. Yeah, my first talking point. Add to existing. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Select font. Does it matter what font I select? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Boom. Wow, that's pretty big. Yeah, my first talking point, self honesty, right? Like being honest to yourself, right? Like it's like what does it say? That's when most people don't join gyms. They're nervous about what others think. Yeah, yeah, they're afraid of that exposure, right? Like you're exposing yourself online, and I think that people like to, as always, just like with Facebook. That's what I always hated Facebook, and I told this story once before of somebody I was spending time with, and I told this story before. Like they were, I don't know if they were just lying to me, whatever it was, like, but on Facebook they just put a different mindset, a different type of life on Facebook as opposed to um, what they really were and how they really feel, right? And I think people do that with YouTube, and especially people that are in the I don't know. I do know. I do know. I hate saying I don't know. I have an opinion of it. I might not know. But oh man, that tea's so good, man. That tea is so freaking good. Um, and I do know, right? And again, let me put myself a little bit more in there. You can see the gut, the sideways portion. Gut, Joey, how's the gut doing? Still there. Look at the dad bod. Look at that. Oh, this is still there. Josephus. Oh, it's Josephus. Josephus and Joey are coming together. No, I'm crossing the streams. Josephus and Joey coming together in the stream. What's going to happen? Yeah, yeah. I understand that. Josephus says I go to the gym twice a week to fight depression, but he ain't showed up yet. That's right. There, JoJo saying, ban tripods in gym, cut your calories. Yeah, that's hard, man. I mean, I cut I cheat on the cookies. The cookies are a big portion of me eating away. Like eat of those extra cookies and those extra calories. Right? 8 o'clock. Hear my mom upstairs. She probably hears me talking. It's like, what is this guy talking about? But yeah, I would like to. I do need to cut some of the calories. But think of all the beer that I have cut before already. I'm at 200 pounds and sort of stabilizing, like the big. I go to the gym twice a week to fight depression, but he ain't showed up yet. Yeah, isn't that funny? Like that guy Wes Watson, he challenged somebody to show up to the gym, and now somebody did show up. They had a fight, and now he's potentially going to jail. It's like, oh, great. You know, you see that there's on YouTube, there's like that ad for, what is it called? The Phoenix Group, that they sort of use athleticism and exercise to fight drug addiction and alcoholism, right? I don't know about depression. I don't know how it does on my depression. It should help all the way around, right? Because, like your health, right, is very important, right? Like, wealthy people supposedly would trade anything to have a healthy life, right? I think it's give and take, right? Not necessarily give and take. I don't think it's balanced. Like I saw that, like what would you rather have? Would you rather be wealthy and then not in shape, or not in shape, or in shape and not wealthy? And it's like, most people would say the health, but no, I mean, like your quality of life with money is going to be far better than your quality of life just being in shape. Now, healthy is different. Just because you're in shape doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy, in my opinion. No. Like, you could still be taking all sorts of drugs, all sorts of things, and then it's just the luck of the draw. My brother and I were discussing this earlier. You can work out all you want. You might walk out. He was talking about, apparently some guys were golfing and some truck like broke into the golf course and ran over a dude that was in his golf cart. I was like, man, I wish I would see that video. That how random craziness is that? You're over there, you're in the golf cart, you're talking to your buddy like, hey, did you see that shot? Oh man, my ball's in the fucking sand trap over here. You're talking shit, and a fucking semi truck comes and fucking kills you when you're on the golf course. Oh my god, it's just too funny. And I also always mention to people like about that randomness. Like, I remember it's been a few years. I haven't seen that guy a long time, but I remember over 10 years ago when my dad died, and I went back to the old neighborhood like maybe a few years after my dad died, 3 or 4 years after my dad died. And there was this one homeless dude that was homeless when I was a youth, like 40 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. The motherfucker was homeless then. Yeah, in fact, as long as I could know. Great man in great shape, Puerto Rican dude, great shape, great body, big motherfucker. Got his ass kicked a lot, got beat up all the time because he was just crazy, get drunk and crazy, but gifted. Like if he didn't work out and still was jacked, like just gifted, and yeah, still alive, homeless for 50 years. 50 years on the streets doing drugs and alcohol, still alive. Probably still alive to this day. So, right? Josephus says exercise is for the mind. The physical benefits are a byproduct. Yeah. I mean, there isn't, what I'm doing mentally when I'm walking, it's pretty good. Eh, I, I definitely need still to develop another hobby other than YouTube. I used to do the woodworking. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something else. You're always going to say, get a job. Get a job. Get to work. Your hobby should be work. Get to work. Hey, Josephus, thanks for stopping in. I mean, always a pleasure to have you. You're funny as fucking hell. I was gonna go back on the recap, but will also before I go there. Yesterday for the UFC event, I got to smoke two cigars. Two cigars. Oh, I can't wait to surf. Yeah, that's been the focus, right? Two cigars. Two cigars. Yeah, so the second topic of discussion that we can have is discipline. I am not disciplined. Oop, let me cap lock. And with that goes external. I put external for some reason. Because I feel like external discipline. Like you could have like a discipline that is discipline. I find like for example working out is like an external discipline, right? There's like these internal disciplines, for example the motivation and that enables you to go to work out is part of that internal discipline. The external discipline is actually part of the execution part, and that's where I felt like I needed to did I spell discipline correctly? Probably not. Discipline to improve my external discipline because or my results, right? Because we could all talk, and I hear these people, especially online, all these people all the time, these fucking gurus that they are fucking not manifest this and this and that, but that they're doing all of these things and they think and execute and this and that. And it's like, all that's talk. What their talk is talk, right? Like there needs some discipline at working towards that external part, right? And I think I'm doing pretty good on it with the workout part, but if you could find it in other things, that's great too. So I forgot what I was talking about when I helped to discipline, and because I'm not big on discipline, right? Because with discipline comes punishment, right? And you can punish yourself even though you're on a sort of enhanceful path towards yourself. You could still punish yourself in a way that you don't want to. So purpose, right? We all have to have purpose, right? And I think with that purpose is, and it's something that's tough, is to avoiding the ego, right? Like having purpose and avoiding the ego. This is getting a little much for Joey, I think, in the talk here, right? I'm just looking at my board over here. If you're wondering what it is that I'm doing, where I'm getting these things. Yes, I write stuff like this down, and nothing ever comes of it. I've done it before. Next top is sacrifice. See, okay, well, if you want to go to sacrifice, Joey, one thing that besides the okay, we'll not talk about this. You want to get to the sacrifice. Here's what oh wait is that um sacrifice is one thing, but what I did is I borrowed from tomorrow. I can't spell, so bear with me here. So I borrowed from tomorrow, right? Like I've already lived the life of a retired person. From most people, I've already accomplished most of the things that most people want to do that are their dreams. And the whole key of this stuff, right? He's like, cut the mic. Shrooms are good at destroying the ego. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try the shrooms. Joey's like, cut the mic. Yeah, so I borrowed from tomorrow, right? Joey wants to make a point. He wants to talk about something. Next top is sacrifice. Like, you want to talk about sacrifice, but then like that's something that most people really don't know what it is, right? Like I sacrificed a lot of what my comfortable future is an adult in my prime age. I took, I didn't capitalize on my capital, but I did a lot of other things with sacrifice. I was like, hell yeah, man! I thought you said the next topic was Scarface. I know Scarface really well. I like Scarface, right? Like Scarface, interesting tale now, especially for the Cubans that are going to be out of the country, right? Like we don't have those kinds of drug dealers anymore. But what a tale of drive! What a tale of somebody with self honesty. Like Tony Montana knew himself, right? Tony Montana had all kinds of discipline, right? Tony Montana he lacked in his mastery, right? Mastery is another one here. He had purpose and did not avoid ego, right? He had a ton of ego, right? Desires, accomplishments, education. Okay. So, the whole point here was that I was saying was that memories are not dreams. Dreams are the things that help you create memories. The dreams come first, and then the memories come first, right? And, when you're doing your dreams and you're pursuing your dreams, you're going to create the memories, right? The memories are not dreams. The memories do not precede the dreams. The memories do not take precedence over the dreams. The dreams have precedent, right? Also saying about Scarface and Frozen, let it go, let it go. I didn't understand Frozen. You know what? I don't think I've seen Frozen in its entirety. I watched Manoa and Manoa 2, and I enjoyed those. I heard the Leto and Stitch movie's awesome, right? The new one, right? I heard the and I heard the Karate Kid is really good, but my girlfriend was out of town. Her son was in competing in the Nationals bowling tournament, where I don't know. I don't think he did very well, whatever. But he was in a bowling tournament. So, yeah. So let it go. I have to go. I'm gonna watch that. So let me edit this thing here. I borrowed from tomorrow, and here's something for Joey. Even though I did it today, let's talk about that, Joey. To not going to failure, right? I think it's going to failure can be problematic, right? Is Joey still with us? Joey's still with us here, Joey. I love my 72, but raining tomorrow. I like my what is it that I was about to say that I like besides my tea? Yeah, I think I was going to failure today, right? And I think going to failure in anything sometimes can hurt you, right? Both physically and mentally, right? It's good to get to those breaking points, but I don't think that we have to go to failure. And a lot of people might disagree with me on this. So a lot of, sure, it's a point of contention of going to, of trying to go and going to failure. Because that's not what I'm trying to achieve, right? Like in getting ahead, not going to failure in any of the disciplines or that I'm talking about, whether exercising or in your personal life. I've already failed enough. Especially in life, going to failure has dire consequences, right? You're going to failure, like the only time, the only recent time it has in my sobriety. It's almost when they say, rock bottom or near death, right? When you have a near death experience, yeah, you're gonna fucking. I wrote a line in a short story last week that you just reminded me. A memory of a future yet to pass. The memory. Well, that's like the X-Men thing, right? Memories of future past, right? Memory of a future yet to pass. Well, that's what. That's what your dreams are supposed to do, right? Your dreams are supposed to, I remember when I was young and we talk about like sacrificing borrowed time. Like when I moved to California when I was a young person, I was in my early 20s, I wanted to snowboard. I was like, I want to go to Tahoe and I want to jump off a mountain and I want to snowboard. And guess what? I did that. Like that's was the goal. I wanted to surf. I wanted to fucking catch some waves and I want to do that. It wasn't like I wanted to be the best or I wanted to be pro or I just wanted to do it. Right? I saw myself like it's not even realization. I was like I had dreams of me and I saw myself jumping off these cliffs even when I didn't even know what it was about. Before I even knew about the equipment and things like that. I'd look in the magazines though, so you'd build that as an image and you'd probably juxtapose maybe my memory juxtapose me in my dream myself into one of the images I saw, which more than likely was the case, right? And there was a point where, and I still can, like if you go into snowboarding and I could look at just a mountain fan, I'm like, oh, that's in Switzerland, oh, that's in France, oh, that's Montana. Like I could just look at the I don't even have to see a skier. Like and I'll know that's Colorado, that's this, and that just isn't from the magazines because I've been there. And magazines do help too, right? But yeah, it's like I had a dream. I had the dream to make those memories. And I think what sucks though is that drinking was always high in most of those memories and takes a little bit away from it because I just don't remember all these moments, like all these days of being on the mountain, of doing it. It just like it all goes into this mix mosh. And then it all just goes into an experience that I just don't remember as much anymore. And it doesn't seem as rewarding because I've forgotten it. Right? All those days I've forgotten. Right? And I'm honest about it, right? Honest about it. Whoa. So not go to failure. Avoid excessive. I just put. So avoid access, which I excess, which for me this is which is really hard. I love excessiveness. I love excessiveness. I love everything about being excessive. Why? Oh, that's because I'm not filling the screen. I was wondering like why, but that's okay. I'm okay with this. Avoid excess. Excess or no, don't avoid access. Increase access for sure in life. Increase access to things because that's what money gives you, right? Money gives you access, and we do have access to a lot of things. Joey's fucking gone. Let me. I should fucking try to get Joey on the. Let me see if I could get him on the. Let me see here. FaceTime, and then we'll see if he could talk. Let me see here. Let me see something. Oh no. Let me. I can't. Oh, I can't. I don't have that staging thing set any longer. So let me see here. Wait, is that muted? Okay, that's not muted. Oh, he's not going to answer. Let me see. FaceTime. Whoa. Oh, okay, so it is showing me. Oh, he didn't answer. That's all right. It's okay. We tried to get him in there. Avoid excess. That's tough for me. I love fucking excess. It's like I love, like, I made some of the Wagyu beef, the Wagyu burger, and I saved the tallow or the fat. Fucking love it. I love excess. That's me from the beer, weed, like cigar, even my thing with cigars thing now. I love it. If I could have a fucking humidor, like real walk-in humidor full of cigars, I would fucking do it. Like, you know what? What do I want to smoke? I got fucking not just 20 selections. I got fucking 200 selections or plus of what I could smoke, and more than one of them. I love the excess, but I need to avoid it, right? Avoid excess, right? What other things? Or I was just doing a weekly recap, and I'm sort of liking this typing things here. Um, Not go fear, avoid excess. Adaptation, love adaptation. Probably my strongest ability and personal characteristic. It's not being a phony. It's just being able to adapt. Adaptation is so important in all regards. I find it super strong of a personal value, as well as just a fun value. Like doing because adaptation, you're going to do new things, right? Pretty pretty simple. I think that's the strongest value from it. You can get more into it. It's what leads you to new things. Oh, look at, I could change the angle out of it. I forgot I could do that. It's right here, the anchor point. Whoa. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Look at that. I like that. Put it over here. Wait, let me put it. I could put it over. Oh, wait, over here. Oh, wait, where'd you go? Oh, I put the wrong thing over there. Right? Put in an angle there. Right? There's not even 4 people here anymore. I lost Josephus. He's not even smoking a cigar. Oh, why did it go there? Well, so yesterday I smoked 2 cigars. I smoked the 20-acre farm from Jewish States, which is like an American made. I think it's an American made. That's the whole point. Is it Florida? The 20 acres in Florida where the Connecticut shade is grown. The 20-acre. Let me change that thing back because I'm going to go back to. Oh, boom, boom, yeah, the 20-acre farm, and then the Oro, the AJ Fernandez Oro cigar, one of my favorites, and I can let's say rediscovery. See, that's the rediscovery. Right, rediscovery. Like that helps from adaptation. Right, we're able to rediscover things, like going back to discovering things that you've done before. Like how many things have you tried that you thought were cool and that you went, that you failed at, or used to do and didn't fail at it, but you just don't do anymore. So it's discovery and rediscovery. Like try the guitar lessons again, right? Play an instrument. Oh, this tea is fantastic. I got 5 people in the chat, and they were left. Nobody's participating. Nobody, nobody but me. Nobody but me. There's nobody. I got The Leaf by Oscar, the broadleaf. Oh, I saw that thing. I know what you're talking about, The Leaf. Like, I would, here's what happened to me yesterday, Josephus. Like, I was gonna go to I did go to the cigar shop, sort of. Like, I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of money. I want to smoke a cigar. My brother was doing all the lawn work here, and so was my neighbors. So everyone was working, doing the lawn with the noise, and I was just like, I just want to sit down and smoke a cigar and be and chill. And everybody around me is working, right? Everyone's working, and so I'm like, okay. And I have plenty of cigars here, and I'm like, well, I could go to the shop and maybe because sometimes they'll have like a patio set. Like if I were working there, I would make sure that patio set. I get it that it rained in the evening and it rained later today, like in the evening. But I'd make sure that patio set was out there all the time. If we're able to smoke, on my property in the front of like my where I'm at in a mall, if we're able to smoke there, I would do it. He's Josephus says. So I went there. Let me go finish my little story, and then I'll read your comment there, Joseph. So I went thinking, okay, I'm gonna walk to the shop, and if they have the chairs and the things set up, I'll get a couple cigars. And that's where they fucked up, right? They messed up in that they didn't have that set up. So I walked there. I could have smoked a cigar, but I didn't want to do it that way on the walk. I don't like smoking cigars on walks. So I don't like cigars playing golf. I've done that before. I really don't like doing it. Right? It gets in the way, a lot of work. No, I don't like it anymore. I wouldn't do it. I'd rather, like even yesterday during the UFC, wasn't the same. It isn't the same as like when I'm smoking a cigar just to smoke the cigar and do enjoy it. It's completely different when you're doing it with an event. Um, so yeah, so they didn't have the shit set up, so I walked there and I was like, no, I'm not buying. I'm not spending any money. I already spent money the day before on food and some new pair of pants. I bought another candle, not this candle, but I bought a candle. And I was gonna gamble last night, so I was like, I don't have the money to do it, so I'm not going in there. And they lost out on whatever retail like amount for that day, right? So it was their loss. So Joseph said he tried some Opus for his birthday in May, but the wife was sick, so I had no puss. He tried to have some Opus for my birthday in May, but the wife was sick, so I had no puss. Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, sometimes it's not worth it if they're sick. You know that if you kiss them, yeah, it might taste all the nastiness. You might get booger on you, and yeah, that's not where to go. So Josephus also said if Cigar Shop had any of the Michael Purple Lanceros, I would have gotten 3 of those for the price of the Oscar. Well, the Oscar is intended to be, right, the broadleaf or the leaf by Oscar. It's tended more to be like a smoking learning experience, right? Like it's almost like as if you would smoke parts of the cigar. I could be wrong on that, but it isn't the culebre, right? It's not a culebre. I got a culebre. I got actually a Partagas culebre. I have those separated. I got these cigars. A friend gave me a bunch of Cuban cigars and other cigars, and they were moldy. And the culebres, believe it or not, were some of the lesser mold cigars. And the irony was they were wrapped in these aluminum foil wrappers, which is crazy, right? They're not cellos, not wood, so they got less mold through that aluminum foil, the foil wrappers. Then I'm curious to see if I have a Monte Cristo. It's an American Monte Cristo. It's in a glass tube, and I'm curious. And in fact, I've been meaning to do a little smoking review on that. And now because the weather is good, I'm going to do that. I'm curious to see if the mold got through the glass tube, because it certainly got through all the wood, through everything else. Mitigate fear. At my age, a lot of people, man, are fearful. A lot of people, both men and women, are like, because we're having that end of life crises, right? And having that end of life crisis, so they're fear like, do I have enough money to retire? Oh, I'm sick. My knees aren't very good. I can't barely move. I can't live by myself. What's going to happen with me when I'm 70 years old and I don't have family? People have all these fears, and they're realistic, right? So it's important, just like mitigating your life, is to mitigate that fear, because it's not going away. Like if you're not fearful, you're not living. Like George St. Pierre, to talk about MMA, like he would cry and he'd be scared shitless before every fight. He'd be nervous. He'd be like, fuck, what am I doing? Like it's realistic, right? He had to mitigate that fear, but he realized like, I'm going out there and this person could fuck me up. They could kill me. They could fucking hurt my eye. I could fuck up my brain. They could break my arm or something like that for a little while. Like he had to mitigate those fears, right? And then we also have to mitigate our fears because it's very easy. Those fears are going to be easy barriers, and I'd say this to myself. I say this to other people. Like I could easily quit doing everything I'm doing. Like pretty easy, right? Like not having any money, not being this and that. You could just like negate yourself to death, like in fear of everything, and you have to mitigate that. And not being afraid of failure, but you don't have to go to failure, right? Like there are ways to mitigate that fear, and we could discuss that, or could have if people were here. But these are things I think about. I have on my whiteboard. Okay, yeah, I borrowed for tomorrow. So we talked about training. Upregulate. What is that? What did I mean to myself when I said that? Upregulate. Regulators. Regulate. I wrote upregulate. Be a regulator. Regulate. Upregulate. What does that mean? Upregulate. Mm-hmm. Josephus says, I fear what I'm capable of mostly. The short story I'm writing is titled My Inner Me. It's pronounced My Enemy. Fucking Josephus. I think Josephus is not, whether he's comedy. Josephus comedy, so he's a comedian. I think he has those writing chops for sure. What I'm capable, I fear what I'm capable mostly. The short story I'm writing is titled My Inner Me. It's pronounced My Enemy. Yeah, in your comedy, there's a lot of truth to everything that you're talking about there, Josephus. Funny stuff, man. It's almost like I like that we're talking this way. It's almost like we could have a phone conversation, but we wouldn't be this funny on the phone. That's why the internet's good. That's why I've always liked the internet. Chatting with people. Normally it's through like a game or playing poker or some video game or something different, some other like mutual interest that we're working on online. But I don't know what the upregulate is. I have to think about it myself. I don't know why I wrote it. Stay sober. That's important. The staying sober. Stay sober. Let me. Stay sober. I have a lot of desire not to be sober. I still have a lot of anxiousness to drink and to party, to smoke weed. Every time I finish my workout, man, I'm fucking wanting to get drunk or get stoned. While I'm on my workout, I want to fucking get stoned or drunk. Right? I still have that. It just is there. Joseph says the best way to overcome tragedy is with comedy. Oh, what's comedy? What does Elon Musk say? For free comedy, free comedy. Yeah, I love comedy. The only type of comedy I don't like is and I have it's out of my loop right now. Like the dudes that like go into the audience and start making fun of the audience and using the audience a little bit too much for their content. And then they start putting people down and making jokes about people in the audience. That's the only sort of comedy I don't like. Um, I don't mind romantic comedy. I miss comedy. I like comedy too. We all want to laugh. I think comedy is super important. I just don't get enough of it in my life. I don't get it. I think I'm watching way, way too much political shit. Way too much political stuff. Way much too political things. Just like too much of it. I don't mind the Kevin Samuels relationship stuff that I watch. And I don't know why I watch it because I'm in a relationship. And I don't think that he has, like, even he had value of discussing of what is to have a healthy relationship. But he definitely has a good idea or basis for people in terms of purpose and sort of like that baseline of being a person in a relationship. So hopelessness is a drug and should be treated as such. I'm addicted to hopelessness. It's my heroin. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's his heroin. Hopelessness is a drug and should be treated as such. I am addicted to hopelessness. It's my heroin. Yeah. Um, you know, I could definitely feel that that I'm hopeless sometimes, and I, maybe it's my ego that doesn't allow me to feel that hopeless. Very drills, and I need to do that with my exercise, and I think that could go in with like maybe vary routine or vary drills depending on even what your routines are. Like just don't like they say, oh, out of the box, just vary what you're doing. Right? Like look at me right now. Even my online stuff, I'm varying what I'm doing. Right? I get it. YouTube wants, if you're an MMA thing, they want you to do this. If you're self-help, they want you to do this. If you're cigars, they want you to do this. And I get it. I understand that aspect, but varying, and you look at my content and varying the content, varying the drills, like whatever the thing is, I'm varying my content, I'm varying my exercises. I want to vary my activities more. Um, there's some other big personal things that I could do externally, but most of these things are internally that you could do yourself that you don't need. Like I think, for example, one of my previous things that were a strength that now is a weakness is I don't have a network any longer, right? So expanding that network is going to be key. Networking and creating the friend zone, right? Like to be more used and to be part of a network in some way. But varying drills, very, very important. And here, Chef is going to like this one. Here, Chef is likes this one. Something I got to do more of is reading, which I do here a little bit, but writing. Reading and writing is fundamental, right? Oh wait, did I spell? Okay, and working writing, working on my reading and writing, working on my um, spelling. Warm up more if you plan on going to failure again. Warm up, regulate. Warm up, regulate. Warm up more if you plan on going to failure again. Warm up, regulate. I don't understand that. That one, that just said it's over my head, man. That guy. That's good. I always thought of I was a bright person, but obviously I'm not that bright. It just is, using. He's a witty Irishman, I think. He's got wit, this guy. Witty banter. I'd hate to be in an argument with Josephus. I think I think of myself as pretty good at those burns or the whatever you want to call them, but I think that Josephus will crush me here. Warm up if you plan on going to failure again. Warm up, regulate. Oh, why I know it, but I don't? Maybe it's just not funny. Maybe it's not funny, Josephus. It's just not funny, dude. Or maybe it's cool. It's not a pun. I forget what you would call these. But yeah, reading and writing. Gotta read more, write more. Most people don't. In fact, we are constantly not doing it. Right? The internet killed reading and writing, right? And even speaking, right? When was the last time you wrote a letter for somebody? Remember what a stamp was and what a letter? Sugar control. Interesting. I was talking to a friend about this. They were telling me about some kind of AI or AU reading of their sugar. I don't even know what the fuck they were talking about. I don't even know. Like obviously their sugar is gotten better, right? My sugar still, and that's what Joey was saying earlier about was my calorie intake. I think the sugar control would help mentally as well as physically, like figuring it out. Because like I have tea right now. Midwest Industries, like the Midwest Industries. But I got a lot of honey in here. I got a lot of honey. What did Josephus just say there? I suggest taking a walk after writing something. It helps you reflect on your work from multiple perspectives. All right, I appreciate that. I'm going to do that. It suggests taking a walk after you write something. Okay, so maybe in the morning, before I go on my walk, I will like try to write 2 sentences or something, like 3 sentences, a small paragraph. And Josephus says, I just mashed up the terms warm up and upregulate you wrote. Yo, what's up, Ray? Hopefully Ray is good, but sugar control. And last is routine. which I hate. I hate routine. I hate routines. I hate routines so much. Like I just feel like a prisoner when I'm on. I think of prison when I think of routine. But routines do help, right? Routines do help, right? Consistency, doing practice, right? I'm gonna put practice as there. You know, the practice, the perfections in the practice, right? It helps out the routines, like positive, healthy, creative routines, and it goes back to that self honesty. It goes back to the external discipline. It goes back to purpose. It goes back to the accomplishments and adaptation and rediscovery. It all, yeah, routines do encompass all that. As much as I hate routines, routines are important. Because if you go through all the principles and all the things that I discussed there, a few things that I discussed, right, that I wrote down, and maybe I'll write down some new things. I could take a photo of this, right, and then I'll discuss some new things, write some new things on the whiteboard for Giuseppe's. Maybe I'll do that, Giuseppe's. I'll write down some things for the ideas for the whiteboard, like some new stuff. And then next time we'll discuss those. Like we went through these, I got a record of it, and we'll discuss that, right? Before I walk. Quitting sugar is almost impossible, not just because it's addictive, but because it's in everything at the grocery store. Yeah, I know I'm not wanting to quit sugar. I just want to regulate my sugar more. I don't have high blood pressure. I just think that the controlling the sugar might help some of my diet a little better. I don't know I got a good amount of tea intake. I fucking urinate a fucking ton. I pee like in the evenings. You know I had a lot of tea during the day, but man, and water. And I wish I would like be able to pee throughout the day more, but at the end of the day, then in the evening, I'm at the fucking toilet every half hour. I pee and then I just go right back to pee. Like I could I could go to bed and I'll just get right back up in 2 minutes. Even as I'm finishing peeing, walking away from the fucking toilet, like I'll feel like it just pee is just pulling it up. It's just going there, and I gotta pee again. I don't know if it's a sugar thing. I don't know if it's a nervousness thing. I don't know if it's a tea thing. I don't know, but I don't like peeing so much. Although I don't like the smell of it. Although it's changed. I don't know if my pee smells worse or better than before. It's different. I think it smells worse, but that's odd because I'm somewhat healthier. But maybe the beer did something and alcohol did something to purify the pee, and so it didn't smell as bad, right? I don't know. All I know is that I could take a piss test. I could drop pee from drug test, and it's gonna be fine. It ain't gonna be fucking burning the litmus test, right? It isn't gonna be fucking melting the cup. I'll fucking pee in the cup and it's gonna come out fine, right? Yeah, and it is in everything. I get that. Ray didn't stay there too long. If it tastes sweet, you have the sugars. Yeah, man. And I mean, it's is it in some of the probably even some of the vegetables that we have, like sweet potato, right? Sweet corn. Yeah, corn sugar, right? There's some sugars in corn, right? I don't want to get into the whole chemical makeup of some of our foods, right? My diet's been pretty good. Ray's a chef. We have Ray in the chat right now. Were you at the restaurant today, Ray? Probably Sunday, right? You guys closed Monday, maybe, or you closed Sunday. When is the best day for a restaurant to be closed? I think Monday is the best day. Diabetic urine can and has been used as a mash for moonshine. I can see it. Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, I mean, there's something in my pee. I don't know if it's like a urinary tract infection. I don't think so because I don't have pain peeing. It just smells nasty, and it smells like some nasty puss. Sometimes when I'm peeing, I'm like, what the fuck? That don't smell right. I'm like, damn, I'm peeing and there's no pain. It just doesn't smell like. And I never had that before. I'd be drunk, peeing all the time. Believe me, I used to fucking pee on the floor, pee on myself. pee everywhere, and fuck, never had that smell like I smell now. And I'm fucking peeing. I'm like, I sort of like it, which is bizarre. It's almost bizarre, like it's like it's so bad that you enjoy it. It really, I'm telling you, it's bizarre. It stinks, but it doesn't bother him. Just more amused by it. Like, what is it? What is it that's smelling like that? And it's funky. So I don't know what it is. I do know maybe it could be the tea. Like my girlfriend was saying, that I drink a lot of chamomile tea. I'm drinking more of vanilla, and it's a decaffeinated black tea. But it's so good. This vanilla stuff is off the chain. The Hanley tea, really, really off the chain, right? So what is it? Joseph says, the best and most difficult advice I've had about diet is to stop eating food that has more than 5 ingredients and don't eat anything you can't pronounce. Eh, food that has more than 5 ingredients. I don't put a lot of ingredients in most of my food. I still eat a lot of meat, man. Like yesterday, I had the Wagyu burger. Today, I had some organic chicken sausage. When people are like, it's still chicken, it's probably still fucked up. I had some pasta with it, and some rice, and some veggies, some frozen veggies. I know I could get fresh veggies, probably better, but frozen stuff's just easy and inexpensive. Like fucking throw it in the steamer. I do it in the steamer and not the microwave, and it's even easier in the microwave. It tastes better in the steamer. You could still retain some of the crispiness and when you steam the vegetables as opposed to microwave them, it just comes out better. So yeah, and most of the food I eat is very basic. I'm meat and potatoes. Like in the morning, I'll have two different types of. I should variate. I should have more fruit. I'll have um, I alternate between days. Like today, I had no breakfast today. I went straight to the workout. But someday, like I normally would eat granola with peanut butter, with yogurt, Greek yogurt, and blueberries, as well as strawberries or other fruit, any fruit that I have available. I love bananas in that combination. Somehow the banana, of course, the peanut butter goes well. And then on the other days, I'll have like two sausage patties with 2 eggs and some potatoes. I don't have any potatoes right now, so if I were to do it, I might have bread. I doubt it. I might make a toast of bread with like cream cheese toast or something, or an avocado toast. If I have an avocado, I might do that instead in lieu of the potatoes, but that's sort of like where I go for breakfast, right? And I pretty basic. I might variate, might have some fruit, like a cup of fruit here and there if I got fruit going, so I might do that. So, but I don't know what's causing the crazy urine, and in regards to like my stool, you guys know my shits are great. Like my shits are fucking, I could actually shit. I'm not peeing out of my ass anymore. I think when I was drinking, I probably could, I probably would have a solid stool when I was drinking in my drinking days, maybe a couple times a year, maybe once a month. If I was lucky, it'd be once a month. But for the most part, I was peeing out of my ass constantly, right? And then the urine was always like super dark, and then peeing like seeing fucking animals and aliens in your pee, basically. Joseph is saying is the carnivore diet is great for energy and mental clarity, but you'll pee out your butt for the first week or two. I'm interested in the Amazonian diet that consists of cow's milk with cow's blood. I'm not into milk. I'm not. I don't mind blood sausage. I'll eat some. I'm not into milk. Even the almond milk. Not a fan of milk. I'll eat cream cheese. I love cheese, and I think that's where I get enough of milk. I eat enough milk there, I guess. I get enough milk from that. I love ice cream. I haven't been eating ice cream. I eat cookies. Josephus, I really appreciate you sticking through all this, man. Uh, Participating with me in this stuff, and I appreciate your. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday with me. In fact, I missed out. Like, weren't the Tony Awards? I could have watched something with my mom, but I sensed it was time for me to remove myself. Sundowning, I think they call it, right? Sundowning. It's a sundowning just isn't a racial thing. It's deals with senior citizens and other people as well. But yeah, I appreciate that. Where I'm at in time wise. Yeah, so yeah, so that's the weekly. I didn't even get into the MMA recap, but we weren't, nobody's fucking here talking about MMA. So fuck them. Fuck them. They don't want to come in. They don't want to talk about what they want to fucking talk about, right? Then we're going to talk about what I talk about. But thank you, Josephus. Here, let me put on my music, man. Let me put on my theme music. I got theme music at Josephus. Josephus got his music too. But I got theme music. But if you've made it this far, you are about better. I enjoyed it a lot. I no, thank you, man. I enjoy your coming in. You're funny as fuck, dude. I wish I were as witty and funny as you, and you're obviously a very thoughtful person. Hopefully, we have some good cigars this week. I will be going live. I will be making some content. In fact, I got something on my phone that I gotta make. I got the little Clint Eastwood sort of piece that I'm working on, or that I'm gonna put together. And then I got some cigars to smoke. I got stuff in the humidor that I can get to. We're gonna have some little rain, but I love the weather right now. Just up here in Chicago is fantastic. So we're definitely gonna be smoking cigars. If you watch this in the latter period, please subscribe, like. If you made it this far, you are about better. Thank you so much. Have a good week. We're gonna have another week coming up, and you'll be seeing me doing all my stupid exercises and smoking cigars and doing all that crap for your enjoyment, for your entertainment, or not lack thereof. But thank you so much, guys.